This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
So the next night at Nitro, you and Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff and the other New Blood champions are in the ring, and the Observer would write this. Russo and Jarrett cut a promo on Jim Ross, which probably served to confuse 95% of the audience and made them come off as Bush Leagues for most of the remaining 5%, especially when the ratings came out the next day. If Jarrett holding a belt given to him because his best friend in the company is writing the scripts wants to rub it in Jim Ross's face for losing him, he should wait until after the ratings gap closes to 1 point, or the one who headlines a pay-per-view that does a 1.0 buy rate, because until that time, he's proven nothing as a headliner. Jarrett challenged DDP to a rematch at Slamboree in Kansas City and Kemper Arena in the 3-tier cage that was in Ready to Rumble. So let's talk about this Jim Ross promo. This is all Russo's idea, I take it?
And, I don't recall the specifics. Does he go into any other details? And I'm not gigging you, trying to get more information. My instinct would be, okay, we took some silly, I don't say it insider, but it's almost like what we covered on New Blood Rising, that Nash and Goldberg got into this insider stuff that was trying to make, I don't know, headlines and weave its way in, doing all the insider crap, which I've never been a fan of, ever. I just don't think there's enough meat on the bone, and I think it can confuse the storyline. But whatever was said was obviously, scripted, if you will, but it was taking an inside shot, trying to, again, the Monday Night Wars of, Eric giving away finishes on WWF and WWF doing the Nacho or the Macho Man, just, it was the war that went back and forth, and some things hit and some things didn't as far as trading barbs. I think this was a barb thrown back that way that probably not only missed the mark, didn't even come close.
Well, let's track it. Here's a little bit of what you said that night. This is from April 17th, 2000.
I'm sure the New Blood has something planned for Harry Funk.
Cut the damn music. Don't you ever doubt me again. I said it, I did it, and now you're all eating it. Vince, aside from the day my child was born, this is the greatest day in my life. And I just want to say one thing to that announcer sitting in State College, Pennsylvania. Good old JR. You can kiss my ass.
Until we get that job.
Speaking of asses, that brings me to down.
So there you go. You can kiss my ass.
Yeah. And look, Dave has to sell his subscriptions. So I get that, a little inflammatory, but Jim was the voice of Monday Night Raw. So yeah, it's insider. Probably, like I said, a salvo back across the way that some people knew, some didn't know that our contract negotiations, but I was expecting more, Connie, is what I'll tell you, when you just replayed that, I was thinking there was going to be more to it, but I don't know. Was what it was.
Steiner's the mystery opponent in the main event, which ends in a DQ when Booker attacks Steiner when he had you beat. So probably not the first impression you were looking to make, but you're going to be champion for a week when Nitro comes into Rochester, New York, and we draw 2,697 fans for a whopping $64,925. So it's not going well.
Nitro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you involved in any sort of creative at this point? Are they calling you on the telephone? Are you finding out when you get to the building? What's that look like?
Yeah, I'm finding out when I get to the building. So this is early May, correct? Yeah. Sun's coming out. not real good time. There's not, we promoted Spring Stampede for a week, and now we're headed into, so creatively, not a lot's hitting on all cylinders, but no. And this is, obviously hindsight's 2020 and a lot more knowledge that I have today than I did back then. But look, Vince was trying to write the show. Eric had just come back. At this time, they're trying to either work together or coexist, but there's a lot of agendas, candidly, that both of them are trying to fill. The Millionaires Club. Now we got to appease or try to make the best out of, the other divisions in AOL Time Warner. We got to promote this movie right. I'm sure there were some folks, their ass was on the line. They just spent $25 million to produce a movie. It better cash, the cash register better ring. And then then Vince is trying to do the very best he can. He's trying, he's got another opportunity, another reset. So, but to the answer to your question, hell no, I didn't have anything to do with creative.
So the night after, we should just add some context here. The night after Spring Stampede, April 17th, you had 4,345 fans in Rockford, Illinois. And then we did a shot in Rochester, as we mentioned. There's 7,700 fans there, but there's only 2,697 of them that are paying. The next,
wow, where's that at?
That's in Rochester, New York, at the Blue Cross Arena.
Yep.
So let's jump into it. The promotion is obviously all over the movie. It's going to be highlighted on WCW programming, but unfortunately, it's smack dab in the middle of the reset where Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff are brought together to quote unquote fix WCW. And we touched on it briefly. And when we talked in the archives about Hulk Hogan's situation at Bash at the Beach 2000 with you, but what were you told were the plans for the Millionaires Club and the New Blood faction when that whole creative bubbles up?
And when the first I heard of it, and it's not just from Russo, but from, and I don't want to name names and mistake them, but off the top of my head, a Terry Taylor and just the different players that were around, that, hey, it's, sort of organic storyline, a little bit based off truth, which is right up my alley. And so, with the specific dates and talent, at this point, yes, disgruntled and WWF literally kicking the dog crap. They were on a roll. And so the reset was welcomed on multiple levels. But I thought the foundation of the storyline, I thought was very good. Now getting everybody to play ball, not different just creatively, but contractually, whole different ball game.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.